فرش التراب يضمني وهو غطاء حول الرمال.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Maryam, I would kindly like to ask you if you can give us a brief insight to your journey towards the Qur'an, please.
Well, it was quite a long while ago. I was orphaned when I was 16, and I decided that I needed to go to college and on to university, which I did. And while at university, two Asian girls were in the next bed sit to me, and they were talking about the Qur'an. And out of curiosity, I asked them if I could borrow it. And they very quickly said, "Oh no, you must get one yourself." So I tried the library, they didn't have it. And I tried various libraries in different places. And next to the last one, asked me who the author was, which I pointed upstairs. I actually got a Qur'an that had been translated. I'd got nearly all the way through it when my exams became due, and I had to do a lot of revision and take the exam, so the Qur'an was put to one side. In the meantime, I passed all my exams, I left and I went to work, but unfortunately I had an accident riding a horse and was put in a wheelchair permanently through loss of use from the waist downwards. I'd been here in Scotland now for 30 years, and I used to wonder about things that I did, even the Qur'an that I'd read and what it was about. And I met one of the carers that come, had a brother, of course, Kamran, and he actually came to put some bulbs in the lights. And we got talking about the Qur'an, and he started coming regularly, talking about the Qur'an, and he fetched me the Qur'an. And it was nothing like the first that I ever read. To say the least, it was poor, was the first one. It was a poor translation. But it had a starting point. And as we got together and started talking and learning about the Qur'an and reading the Qur'an, it became very precious to me. And 3 years ago, just before Christmas, I gave up Christianity and turned Muslim because I believe it's the right way to go. That basically is a quick overall of how we met, how things went, how things happened.
Maryam, another question, just to sort of highlight on when you first came across, how old you were when you first came across the Qur'an, and secondly, the second stage when you came across the Qur'an, and that night where you had that feeling towards the Qur'an and you wanted to obviously accept Islam.
The first time I came across the Qur'an, I was 18 years old and studying law at Leeds University. But it intrigued me. They were so glad to have the Qur'an, and they were so happy in themselves, and I just wondered what it gave. And like I said, I got a copy from the university library eventually, which, as it turned out, was a poor translation, but the basics were there. And I'd nearly finished the Qur'an when I had to take up revision for my law studies exams, and unfortunately I never got back to it. So it's been now 54 years without the Qur'an, and I'm amazed how I've gone so long without it, because it's made a great difference to my life. And one night I was sleeping, and it was just like there was somebody in the room with me saying, "Take up the book, take up the book." And I woke, and the first thing I did was pick the Qur'an up, because that must have been the book. And I was 72 years old then, and became a Muslim at Christmas time.
أدعو مخلصا أن